So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the documents that I sent, and very quickly, because I do want to get us started with a text blast at the end. So I'm just going to do a lot of talking, and if you have any questions, stop me and ask. So the first thing I have on the agenda is your why. And this is like the burning desire of why you're doing this business. What is driving you to want to use the products, want to make the money? This is something, so like I mentioned, this is time to get yourself a notebook and start writing things in there that you're going to learn through these trainings and other trainings and stuff you're going to listen to. Okay. So write in here why you want to embark on this business. And Natasha, I kind of know yours. Drew, yes. I kind of know yours. Mine, maybe we can share each other's if you want, is to create some time freedom and to retire my husband so that we can have more time with our family. And it goes deeper than that because we're at a stressful level of finances in our house. So my desire to get bills paid is pretty high. So I don't know if anybody else wants to share theirs, but this is a good time to jump out with friends.
Yeah, sure. I can share my kind of reason why I want to start this business up. So right now I'm working at a baby clothing department store, right? As you know, Sylvia. Yeah. And so I'm paid minimum wage. I do want to get something a little bit better. I do want to have my own business. I really want to have that nice, I want to have that feeling of success, right? And I feel like I can get that in this business. Yeah. And on top of that, I want to feel healthier. I want to be healthier. This is why I want to do this, right? So that's my awesome little piece there.
You're in the right place. And Drew?
Well, I'm going to put you to the test. What is my why?
You want to retire early and move to the Philippines.
Very good. Very good.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
No, my wife is from the Philippines, so I mean,
yeah, and he's got 10 years
this business will open there soon. Once this business opens up there, it's going to be great because then we can go back and forth and everything. I can write off the plane tickets and all that good stuff.
Yeah. We need to build the business in home first.
Yeah.
Right, Drew?
Of course. All
right. Okay, so moving right along. Starting your business. So I'm going to share the screen here and we're going to go over the 8 steps in an associate, blah, 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 how to start your business. Okay, so this is something that I like you guys to print off. And I got this from another top earner who shared it with me. And these are some things just to get accustomed to doing on a regular basis. Getting set up, go to ISA Team Success, and this is where to sign up for Susan Sly's newsletter. She is our upline. She is also one of the top millionaires in the company, and she's been with the company for, I guess, 15 years now. That it's 15 years. I keep on saying 13, but it's now 15. Her newsletters are really great and they got a lot of, good information. I think they come out like once or twice a week. Training calls, getting on the weekly training calls. And right now, it's like an accountability call on Monday night at 8:00. And that's with our team, with Steve's team. So I was just on there before I jumped on here. And then following, usually there's Susan Sly's call at 8:30. So, but the thing is about that call is that it's always recorded, and you can find it on her ISA Team Success page under conference calls. So you can download those. A lot of those I put into our DTS resource page so that you can find them again. And they are extremely good to listen to over and over again. For the information. Each one of them, like, I mean, this last couple, 2 months, they have been seriously strong keynote speakers that she's had on there, and great motivational advice and business advice. So if you're ever feeling like seriously down in the dumps, go to one of those, and they're really uplifting. So I use them a lot for motivation, and they're extremely full of good training material, and it's always different from somebody new, and everybody has different things to say. So that's why it's always nice to listen to different people every week. Trainings. So this is events. And if you ever have events, so Natasha, since you're in the area, we'll always be connecting and going to events together. Drew, if there's any local stuff in Florida, a good person to connect with is Leah, and because she's on one of the committees that sets them up. So as to get to those, as many as you can whenever they come up. Yep.
I've been connecting with Amira.
Amira, okay. Whoever's down there.
You know who she is, right?
Amira or Leah?
Amira. She's one of the spokespersons for Isogenics. She lives in Tampa.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
She's on the video.
Okay, so as long as, like, if she's one of the event coordinators, and you're on like a page that does Isogenics events in Florida, then, you know, get to whatever's out there. One key event that should be in your calendar, and it's in August, is Celebration. This is where we all get together as a big team, and we join, and we, you know, meet each other. And this is like our global team that we get together. And this is something that should we put into your agenda, and you work really hard to get to. The training there is phenomenal, and it will change your business.
Okay, when is this?
That's in August.
August? Okay.
It's in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yes. I remember you talking to me about this. Okay.
Yeah, that one's in Vegas. The one that I probably mentioned too is NYKO, and that's in San Antonio, which is in January. Mm-hmm. The next one, actually, Natasha, and you'll see me advertising it, is the Red and White event in Toronto.
Yes. I remember this one too.
Yeah, okay. This one would be very good for you. Okay. And Drew, I think there's some ICUs that you are looking at in your area. So Natasha, it's $140, $49. It's a 2-day event, and we'll drive down together. It's one of those things that it's an investment.
All right.
Now information. Oops. What happened? Okay. Okay, your why. We just talked about that. Protecting yourself. And this is to get over like rejections, deception, attrition, empathy, like all these things that are just going to come up in your face. The thing that we're going to really work hard is building belief in the products, building belief in yourself, building belief in training.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to fail, like I said, 90% of the time. But the thing is that you always take something out of your failures and you grow on it. Like, you don't want to fail at the same thing twice. So you don't, you take that, you learn from it, and you move on. Building a foundation is all your learning, all your connecting. everything that we're going to do together. We're going to continue working on, next Monday, we're going to meet, even though it's the 26th. I think it's super important because we still have 1 week left in the year, and just to connect. And right now is not the time to stop, because people, yes, are busy, but as soon as Christmas finishes, they're going to be thinking about something else. And then as New Year's finishes, they are going to be looking for you. So that's why, you know, like getting yourself out there is going to be super important. Okay, so let's move on. The next one is launching your new associate. Okay, so this one here, if you can, take it and get a couple pages printed, because there's 4 sheets on there. And the reason why well, it looks kind of funny. The reason why, so how I use this, and I'm handing it down to you, you can do what you want, but what I do is I print these out and I attach one to every enrollment form.
Okay.
So this one is Peter's, and I have one for you, Natasha, because you just enrolled. And what I do is it's a checklist. So the magic question, like I talk, you know, once the person enrolls, I ask them about, you know, would you be interested in, you know, setting up some referrals after you've been using the products for, you know, 2 weeks, or would you like to, you know, learn how you can get your products paid for, you know, by helping other people getting healthy? Or what is your biggest bill? What's your biggest bill right now that you'd like to get paid off, and would you like to work towards that? So you ask them these questions. Where do they fall? They're not interested, they'll send you referrals. Maybe they might want to get their products paid for, so the money goes back into their pocket. Or maybe they might want to save some money for a trip or something like that, or their mortgage or a car payment. The next one is the welcome call. So getting them set up with you, me, and that person, and welcoming them in. So what I've been doing now is when I go to, when I enroll somebody and I sit with them at day 2 to cover their products, is I get somebody else on the line just to welcome them in. So that's kind of how I've started getting set up. I haven't started you because you're not in your day 2, because you wait until you get your products, and you should get them tomorrow.
Awesome.
And
so I'm really excited.
Yeah, you're like, we need to get some more products. And then there's the emails that you receive, so your login information and your welcome email. So and then the day 2, which is walking through the products and your website. So that's what we have to do, Natasha. And then talking about the Ice a Body Challenge. And I want you to take pictures. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So picture with the newspaper, picture without the newspaper, front, side, back. And then the healthy mind and body, and I'll talk about that at the back office. Then you add your friend. Everybody gets added to our team support page. So you introduce them in, and this is a place where we can all support each other. So you're not sitting there like, oh, I have all these people to support on my own. No, they're in there. They're there for, you know, to see all the recipes we put up and the transformations and the celebrations and this and that. And so they're in there, and they've got like a whole community behind them. Then week 3, this is where you sit down with them after you're supporting them for the first 10 days on their system. And you sit there, how did you like it? What do you want to order for next month? So you get them in the Ice a Body Challenge, and you talk about next month and how you're going to continue using these products on a day-to-day business in their day-to-day in their busy life as a lifestyle. So, because some people think, oh, this is like, thing that I have to do all the time. No, it's there to fill gaps. If you're in the gym, if you're athletic, if you want to keep losing the weight, whatever. So you're supporting them. You talk to week 3 and you help them make their order for next month. And that's why I added the month 2 order, and you follow them for 3 months.
Okay.
So, you just put something. If you don't have an agenda, get one and start writing in it that you have to follow up with this person, and you continuously check in. So that's what I do. I put that on their order form and I check things off. And as soon as they're all checked off, then I file them. And I have a binder and I filed all of them. So that's something I put together. And then the one beside it is kind of the explanation of that document. And next is, so that's the 8 steps. And I know that we're going through this quickly, but it's something that I've created to help me make sure that all these steps are done. Mm-hmm. And that people are talked to, they're supported, and they're followed up, and they're on to month 2. So I'm creating retention with create volume, and that's how the residual income comes. So, because after you do the initial sale, you get a commission, but if you want to create residual income, it's about people continuously purchasing. Mm-hmm. So you have to create that environment. Now this is what one cycle, and we talked about residual income with volume. This is what this means. So one cycle a week equals this amount per month, which equals this amount annually. So Natasha and Drew, you decide where you want to fall on a weekly basis. How much do you want to make?
I want to make a lot. I really do.
That equals talking to a lot of people, no matter where you're falling here.
Yeah.
And it's entirely possible, and people have done it, and they've been successful, and they continue on making these gains. I mean, that's only, a quarter of what somebody can make. But the thing is that when you go to bonuses right here, like I was saying, Natasha and Drew, to get to consultant is the most important part to get started. Now, if you want to be making $2,000 a month, you want to...
I have one question. Earning bonuses. Which bonuses are these that you're talking about?
Oh, this is just in your first 6 months. Okay. So usually every year in January after NYKO, they do a complete crystal reset, which is what this is. This is to get to Crystal Executive, which is 5 sets of 3 teams, 5 sets of 3 people on each side. Okay, that equals Crystal Executive. And that's when, the higher you get in the ranks, the more bonus pools you can get into. Okay, so basically once you hit manager, you will get into a couple of the bonuses, which is, it's down here. If you go into contests and promotions, you can see all of them. But basically what it means is that, I'm not sure which one, but they're all done up by shares. So say if there's the holiday pool, and if you get to manager, you get 2 shares out of $1 million that's in that bonus pool. So that's only 2 shares. You have to stay at Crystal Manager to get them for that quarter. Say a director, you get 4 shares. At executive, you get the full 6 shares. So you have to maintain your level of ranking in order to get the share for that quarter. So anyways, they're all kind of different, but that's kind of how they work. And basically, you're not going to get anything until you hit manager. And that is you plus 2 people and them plus 2 people. So that's why it's important to help your people get paid. The more people you help get paid, the higher in ranking you're going to go. So you want to get to the Crystal Executive level. And alongside there, you have 5 cycle bonus. So if you cycle 5 times in 1 week, you get half of $500. If you cycle 5 times the next week or a week after, you get the other $250. So that's volume. And as you see, there's different cycle bonuses.
Yeah.
Now, this is what you're all working towards, is getting to Crystal Executive. And that's my main focus, is to help you guys get there, because you're going to get paid, I'm going to get paid, and your people are going to get paid. And that's where, Natasha, you just started, you can get all these bonuses. And Drew,
Okay.
if they do a Crystal Reset in January, everybody gets set down to 0, and we can all achieve this. All these bonuses.
When you say everybody gets set down to 0, what if somebody was already a Crystal Executive? They would get set down to 0 again?
No, they can go for Crystal Executive again.
Okay.
So they can achieve Crystal Executive for a second time.
Okay.
Okay.
But they don't, they stay at Crystal Executive.
Yeah, they stay, but they
but
go
they can
like
get more bonuses again the second time.
Exactly. They can go for their another Crystal run.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's where you see like Crystal 2-star Crystal Executive. That means that either they have achieved that many Crystal Executives, or if they have helped people achieve Crystal Executive. But I think it's theirs. In any case, we all need to get to this to move forward and to create our 6-figure incomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
6-figure income.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to go into the bonuses here, you can read more, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. So this is what you're working towards, Drew and Natasha. So Drew, we get there. Natasha gets the bonuses. We still get like the coaching bonuses. So that's the extra $100 for helping your friend get 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right. How to get started. Okay. So I just added these. Keep them for your files because you send these with the welcome email, and that's common side effects for cleansing. Here's another one, cleansing tips. The 30-day fat burning system. This is the scheduler, the agenda here that you send anybody who starts with a system. They get this, and this is what you walk them through. How you lay out their products. So in the morning, breakfast, lunch, snacks, their cleanse days. So they have this on hand. This, very important, This is the enrollment form. Print at least 10 of page 2 and keep them in your agenda all the time. You never know when you're going to take an order. I've run out actually, and I had to put it in my agenda. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the information onto there and put it in my pile. And as I go through stuff, hey, who's that?
Greg.
Who's that? Is that Larry?
Greg.
Greg? Hey, Greg, how you doing?
I just got home.
All right, have a seat. We're just getting talking. Okay, so everybody, this is the enrollment form. So like I said, print out a bunch of these and have them on hand all the time. What else? Okay, I asked everybody to watch this. Did you guys watch it? Or listen to it? You don't have to watch these. Just listening to it.
I just listened to it on the way home from work.
Okay, cool. Natasha, were you able to listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to a part of it, but then I had to stop it because of Gus that came home, so I had to.
Okay, cool. So
take care of that.
you got into it. Greg, did you listen to it?
Didn't even have a chance.
Ah, what were you doing while you're driving?
You don't want to know.
I hope you're arguing with somebody. That's all I. Okay, so those are the attachments that I sent you. Please save those because those are going to be some that you're going to reference and you're going to send to your new associates. Okay, so let's get into it. It's like 9 o'clock. This is perfect. Does anybody have any questions till now?
So far, so good on my part.
All right, Drew?
I did have some questions, but they just slipped my mind. That's what happens when you get old. I need to I need to take the brain boost.
Yeah. Take an E+ shot.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is about building relationships. But before I get into that, I'm going to talk a little bit about organizing yourself. Okay. When you're doing this part-time, it can get overwhelming as to when do you fit it in. This is why having a paper agenda is super important because you can see everything on a weekly basis. You can scratch things out, move them around. For tax purposes, it's the number one thing for audits because you can go back onto your agenda and pretty much solidify anything. What I have been taught is to get, actually I'm going to unshare this here, is to get some highlighters and start highlighting where you're going to be working. So, so let's just say the blue is the gym. So that's when I go to the gym. Green is represents money. So that's when I'm working. Orange is Cycle Fit Chicks. So that's my other company. So that's when I'm working on that. Yellow is family time. So I block that out and I don't do any business at that time because I'm sitting with the family or eating supper or whatever. So it's really, really important to write down or break up your day as to when you're going to do a little bit of work for Isogenics, or like, you know, putting it around your other stuff, like your other work or family. So I would encourage you to get into the habit of using a paper agenda and moving away from technology for that very reason. And, you know, it's just, you know, you just put all sorts of notes in here so you can read it and move them to the next week and to the next week. And write down on a daily basis who have you connected with, who did you meet, get their contact info. So you always have names in here. And when I did a business course in September, one of the things is that we had to write down everybody that we connected with. And I went through my agenda and notes that I had in a pile, and I had 600 people that I had connected with that I had not followed up with. 600. And that's because I wrote them down in my book, the majority of them in my book. And I wrote them down on paper, and I had all of that on hand. And that is what I'm going back to now, and I'm using as follow-ups. I'm not connecting to new people. I'm following up with people I haven't connected with in a year. And some of those people are coming in. So this is why I say, like, always write down who you connect with. Try and get their emails and get them as a Facebook friend. Okay, so building relationships is one of those things, like, if you're not familiar with the scanning code on your phone, if everybody has Messenger here. So if you go to your phone and at the top, I don't know, you can't really see it. There's a little, hold on here. If you go to Messenger, where is it? It's actually moved. It's up here. It's like a little person in a circle. And you hit that, and it comes up with a code. I don't know. You can see that?
Yeah.
So that's your code. That's like your scanning bar. So what you do is you launch that, and you hit it, and it says scan code or scan my code. So you put this over your friend's phone, and you scan their code, their barcode, and you can start an immediate conversation with them. So then you have them on Facebook in your Messenger. So
does that actually join to their profile too? Or
you can get their profile, yes, and then you can friend request them.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't delete or archive any messages from Messenger until I've written their name down. So I have it written down, and till they're like not interested in Isogenics. Usually they stay in here until they've kind of moved on. So with regards to building relationships, ask a lot of questions. So this is a new person, so you want to know exactly like what they're looking for, why they're looking for it. Is there anything that you should know health-wise, or what's standing in their way? And these things, a lot of people have different ways of writing down. Like, I make little notes on people, and I've gotten into kind of a habit of doing cue cards and writing down what I know about people, and keeping those so I can reference them. Because if you have a conversation over the phone, you're going to be asking them all these questions, and you want to kind of remember what you talked about, so that you can ask them, like, hey, how's the dog? How are your kids? Whatever. So, and it's also getting to know them, right? So I write down stuff. So people use notebooks. My upline, Steve, uses these. He actually uses them to connect with. So it's actually another way of like having their name down and putting them in some place so you can actually go back and reference it. Yeah, and follow-up is huge. If you connect and do not follow up with people, you're dead. Like,
on the follow-up, On the follow up, a lot of times you try to follow up, but people don't want to connect on a follow up. You'll connect, and then all of a sudden they just want to drop off the planet, and they will not reply. They won't.
That's fine. You leave them for 2 months, reconnect with them in 2 months. Whatever was going on will have passed, and you just move on to the next person.
Okay.
And if you do sit there and talk to somebody about isogenics, make sure you do not leave that conversation without making an appointment to follow up.
Okay.
If you don't make an
There's
appointment,
where I have my biggest problem right there, is making that next appointment.
yes, you cannot leave a conversation without making a next appointment, because then you're falling into that problem and you're becoming a pain. So if you set up something like, Tuesday next week, I know uplines who like they move along follow-ups like within days, and or even in the same, okay, can you look at that, and are you available in 45 minutes? I'll get back to you. Like that soon. So it becomes it's experience, right?
Well, I like the video that you sent earlier, or listening to that. She was talking about, you send somebody to IsoMovie, or send them a video to watch, and you make an appointment to get back to them in 45 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about. So then she goes and she connects with somebody else. So that's somebody who, she's got a list of people. When you get started, it's not going to be like that unless you have you connected with 20 people or something, and you have them all booked on the same night. But that's experience, right? You start, your pipeline is really starting to flow. That means, when you turn on the hose, it trickles and then it starts flowing. That's what's going to be. You have to keep connecting before it starts flowing. And sometimes it takes months to connect with that many people. So that's why we're going to start 15 minutes. We're going to start with our first text blast. And for me, this has been a great way. I've been doing these since September, once a week with another team. And it's half an hour of concentrated connecting on a Tuesday. So what I want everybody to do is you're going to get into your Facebook and see everybody on the side here.
Yeah.
On the sidebar. These green dots mean that they are live right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to give me a number of how many people you're going to try and connect with in 15 minutes, and estimate out of those how many conversations appointments you're going to get. That means you have a booked coffee or a phone call or whatever, or something happening after Christmas. And that's what we do. So give you an example. I'll say, okay, I'm going to try and connect with 10 people in 15 minutes. And I'm going to try and get 2 appointments out of that 10 people. So, and then we come back in 15 minutes and we give what we did. So maybe you did 6 and you got 1, or 6 and 0, or 5 and 3. And so it starts becoming a numbers game. You guys ready?
All right.
Okay. So pen and paper, because you got to write down who you connect with, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you don't end up following up with them, you follow up with them in January. So, Greg, you ready? Hey, Greg.
I guess.
I'm not letting you off. So this is what you're going to do. Everybody's going to mute themselves and get off camera. And you're going to spend 15 minutes. We're going to come back at 9:30 and 8:30 your time. And you're going to give your stats. So Natasha, how many people are you going to connect with?
I'm going to connect with, right now I have on paper, I have 50 people.
Okay, so out of that 50 people, how many are you going to connect with tonight?
Tonight, let me just take a look at where I am. Where is it? There's Messenger. Oh, why is it doing this? Give me 1 second. My page is doing something funny. It's being funky. Okay, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. There's 14 people on right now that I can connect with right now.
Okay, 14, and how many conversation you think you're going to get?
I think with people that are going to respond for like me right now, I'm hoping to get all 14.
Well, respond and wanting information.
Responding and wanting information, I'd say 6 out of the 14 right now.
Okay.
So I still need to make a bigger list there.
Perfect. So that's a good start. So for you, you're going to let them know that you're doing you've just started a new business and you want to tell them all about it. Something like that, just to, instead of like a, hey, how are you doing? I just want to tell you about this new exciting thing that I'm doing.
Okay.
Drew, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm waiting for you to give me an answer. So what are you saying? I should just let them know that I have a business that they might be interested in, or I just?
Or so say let's, for you, do some follow-ups on people that you connected with over the summer.
Okay.
So do you have a list of those people?
I don't have a list in front of me, no.
Okay, so how are you going to follow up with them?
A list of people that I connected with this summer.
Yeah.
Every person that I spoke to this summer, I should have them on a list. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Because now you don't know. Now you've lost all those connections. If you don't have them written down somewhere. Because those people could be potentials. After one conversation, nobody's going to sign up. They need to have multiple reach outs. Or what you could do is connect with people right now and say, hey, how you doing? What's up for Christmas? Stuff like that. Just start like that and say, I'd love to tell you about something that I'm doing, new that I'm doing. Maybe you haven't talked to these people in a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how many are you going to do?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Okay.
I'm still talking to you.
I'm gonna work with 5. I'm trying to work with 5 right now.
Okay, 5. And Greg, what are you going to do?
I'm still trying to figure out where you got these people from.
Okay, so you've got new people. See, now, so do you see my screen? Oh, you don't see my screen. See that? Okay. Okay, if you go to your Facebook on your phone. Okay, Natasha, you guys get started.
Yeah, I already have.
Okay, perfect.
I'm on number 4 now.
Perfect. Okay, so if you do Facebook, Messenger, okay, Greg, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to your friends list on Facebook.
Oh, crap. Okay. Friends list.
Go to your friends list. Do you have your laptop open?
No.
Okay, you just have your phone. And I just want you to go through, like, say, the ones in, like, D, and send them each a personal message and say, hey, how you doing? What are you up to for Christmas? Something like that. Everybody in the D's.
Well, mine aren't in alphabetical order.
Oh, come on. Just go D.
They're not.
Okay, go
put
search
D where?
Go D.
I don't know Jack. I don't know Jack about Facebook. Okay. Search. Okay.
Or what you could do is at the top. Yeah, you can't do a whole bunch of stuff. It's way easier if you're on your phone, on your laptop.
I was gonna say I am on my phone.
I know.
And see, on my laptop, I can't log into Facebook because I don't know what my login stuff is.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay.
I tried today all day to try to get in, but I couldn't.
Okay. So if you go to Facebook, up at the top, there's like 3 lines. Do you see the line?
Top of Facebook?
Yeah, so if you're on your Facebook, there's like 3 lines on the right hand side, and that will bring you to all of your groups and anything you've liked, stuff like that.
Okay.
If you go to events and you go to birthdays. Do you ever get, yeah, so go to events and go to birthdays.
See, I'm not seeing anything that says birthdays.
If you go to
I go to events and there it says upcoming.
Yeah, so actually it's one of the so if you go to events, it's upcoming, then invites, and then
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I found my D's.
Okay, so
Not really sure how I did that, but
send, yeah, it was probably still processing while you're farting around. So send 10 messages out to friends. Tell them, say,
okay. Should these be friends that I know?
Yes and no. Like your friends on your Facebook, either you know them or they're kind of like acquaintances from somebody else, like somewhere.
Well, if it's not, see, well, a lot of the people that are on my friends list on Facebook are from when I owned the dance hall, and I have no idea who they are.
That's fine. Just say, hey, how you doing? What have you been up to since I closed the dance hall? That's perfect. You say, hey, how you doing? What have you been up to since we closed the dance hall? Ask them that question. They're going to go, blah, 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 blah. I found it, and you're like, what have you been up to? Hopefully some will say that. You're like, well, I've been starting a new business, and this is what I'm up to. All right, we're coming back in 8 minutes.
All righty.
Okay, so I'm going to stop this video. Recording stop.